Hello all, welcome to Study Easy Mate. I am Priyanka Shankar and I will be taking active and passive voice in today's session. So yes, what is active voice? So in simple terms, the subject performs the action. So in a sentence, for example, the cat caught the mouse. Here the subject, the cat, caught the mouse. It performs the action. So this sentence is in active voice. Let me give you another example. She rode the scooty. Here, she, the subject, performs the action. That means riding the scooty. So, active voice means subject plus verb plus object. So, this would be the basic structure for an active voice, for a sentence in active voice. So, again, let's come back to passive voice. So, here the subject will receive the action. But then in active voice, the subject was performing the action. So that is the main difference between an active and passive voice. So here, object plus be verb plus participle plus by plus subject is the format of a passive sentence. The mouse was caught by the cat. So here, the cat caught the mouse. It is written as the mouse was caught by the cat. So let me give you another example. I read the book. So this can be written as the book is read by me. So now this is in passive tense. This is in passive voice. So this can be written this way. So the active and passive voice, it's not something very difficult to understand. Just remember this. Sentences that are in active voice, the subject will perform the action. But then if you have sentence in passive voice, the subject will receive the action. So these are the two main areas where you should remember. So let's move on to the next. So in exams, you get questions like convert active voice into passive voice or passive into active. So for that, you'll have to remember three things. First, you'll have to first let's look at the example. John writes letters. Okay, in active sentence. First, what you'll have to do is to convert it into passive, move the object to the beginning. So here is the here is the object, letters. So letters, you'll have to push it to the beginning. So write it as letters first. Add appropriate form of be plus past participle of main verb. It is not past tense, it is past participle of the main verb. Okay, so then for writes, the participle is are written. Okay, so the next would be are written. So next what you'll have to do is move the original subject after by. This optional. Sometimes there will be sentences where you don't have to use by. So letters are written by John. So this is an example. So yes, and what are the other reminders that you can keep in mind while converting from active to passive or from passive to active? First, only transitive verbs that take direct objects can be changed to passive. So what is a transitive verb? So for a transitive verb, you need a direct object to complete the sentence, to complete its meaning. Okay, for example, Ravi eats an apple. Okay, so here an apple is a direct object. So eats is a transitive verb. Okay, an apple is eaten by Ravi. So the sentence would be an apple is eaten by Ravi. So for example, in intransitive verb, they do not take the direct object. There would be no receiver of the action. For example, she comes, she goes, she sleeps. Slept is being by her. You cannot make a sentence like that. There's no sense to it and it's quite unnatural. So only transitive verbs can take direct objects, can be changed to passive. So this is the first thing you'll have to remember. Second is the tense will remain the same in both the cases. Yes, if it is in present, you will have to make it in the present. If it is in the past, you will have to make it as past. In future, future. So the tense has to remain the same. This you'll have to keep in mind. Next, continuous perfect tenses cannot be converted into passive. For example, see, for a continuous perfect tense, what is a continuous perfect tense? Something has been started in the past, it is continued for some time, and then it's still happening. So, for example, has been she has been writing. They had been playing. So all these cannot be converted into passive. They had been cleaning the room, for example. Yeah. And I mean, these are very rare cases where you would actually, get questions based on that. So, remember all this. And then don't change intransitive verbs. Yeah, I said she comes, she goes, the sun rises cannot become passive. Then use correct prepositions by for agent, with for instrument. So by means who does the action, refers to, while with means to show what tool or instrument was used. For example, the artist painted the portrait. She cut the paper with scissors. How can this be converted? The portrait was painted by the artist. For the case of she cut the paper with scissors, it would be the paper was cut with scissors. So next, keep phrasal works together. Looked after, not looked, and you cannot add some word in between, and then you cannot write after later. For example, the child was looked after by Nani. So you cannot write it as a child was looked by Nani after, because it changes the entire meaning of the sentence. So I forgot to explain what is a phrasal verb. It is the combination of a verb and a preposition, or maybe an adverb. It gives one unit of meaning. For example, look after, it is a phrasal verb. Bring up, switch off, call off, all this. So you cannot separate the phrasal verbs. Okay. And for by and with, I can give you an example like a dog bit him. He was bitten by a dog. Grandparents brought up the child. The child was brought up by the grandparents, for example. Yeah. And so these are the ways you will have to change the sentence. First, if there is a sentence, I will give you the same sentence. A dog bit him. Okay. First, look for direct objects in the active sentence. Then identify the tense of the sentence. Check if the verb is transitive, takes an object. Remember that some words lack, resemble, don't change. The fourth point I'll come back to you later. So here you'll have to see for the direct object. And then how can you convert it? A dog bit him. He was bitten by a dog. This can be written like this. Yes. I read the book. So give me the answer. So here, what is the direct object? And then find the tense. What tense it is? I read the book. Check if the verb is transitive. So how would you be able to write this? The book is read by me. I mean, even after all the, slides, I think still you might have certain conclusions. You might be confused. So to make it even more easier, I'll give you the tabular column. Okay, let's come to the tabular column. So here, she writes a novel. So if you have sentences like writes, read, come, all that. Writes, sings, reading, they have completed. These are all in the present tense. Okay. So if she writes the novels, how can you write it? So writes, for writes, you'll have to add am plus is or are plus past participle. Okay, to convert it into the passive. Pause this video here and then write it down. Please don't ask me for the PDF. Please make an effort and write it down. Learn it. If you want, if you write it once, it would be easier for you for your examination. So please write it down. Something or the other would get inside your mind if you actually pen it down. So it is always better that you write it down. So pause the video and take a screenshot if you want, but then please write it down in your notes. So here she writes the novels. He's reading a book. They have completed the project. So here they are all in the present tense. So she writes novels would be written as novels are written by her. So he is reading a book. Here is reading. So it should be added by is, am, or are plus being plus participle. A book is being read by him. They have completed the project. The project has been completed by them. Has been. So you have completed. So it should be written as has or have completed. So this is for present tense. So why I did not mention the tense or the direct object here is because you will have to come refer this tabular column and it would give you a understanding of that particular sentence and what tense it is. So this is in the present tense. So here simple past, past continuous and past perfect. For this you will have to use was or were plus past participle. If it is where plus being plus past participle, had plus been plus past participle. So these are the words. Just remember, if a sentence has was or were plus a past participle or plus being or plus had been, so it is in the passive voice. So you'll have to convert it in the active voice. The chef cooked dinner. So this can be written as dinner was cooked by the chef. The workers were building houses. Houses were being built by the workers. She had finished her homework. Her homework had been finished by her. So remember this. So next for simple future, we will solve this problem. So you'll have to take this problem will be solved by us. Will plus be plus past participle will be the answer. For future perfect, he will have written the report. The report will have been returned by him. Will plus have plus been plus past participle. So remember all these sentences. There would be different kind of models which you can use for solving these kind of questions. If can comes in the question, can, could, might, may, ought to, should, must, all these comes, you can actually use the same word plus participle. Can, I can solve this puzzle. This puzzle can be solved by me. Model plus be plus past participle. For could, it is the same. She could finish the task. The task could be finished by her. Could plus be plus past participle. May, you may ask questions. Questions may be asked by you. So you can write the same. This is quite easier. Just remember what are all the models. So what are all the models? Here I've given some example: can, could, may, might. There are other models too, like should, must, ought to. Remember all those. Maybe I'll just write it down. Ought to, would, should, must. For all this, you will have to add the past participle. Be plus past participle. Just remember. So we'll go to the next type. For imperative sentences, you will have to add let in the beginning, plus you will have to add the object plus be plus past participle. Close the door. So first you will have to add let. What is the object? Door is the object. So let the door be closed. Be plus the past participle of close is closed. So negative. For negative sentences, she does not write letters. Letters are not written by her. You should add not after auxiliary verb. Okay, so she does not write letters. So since you're adding are, letters are, so you'll have to add not next to it. So question or integrative type of sentences: did you complete the work? Was the work completed by you? Auxiliary plus subject plus be positive. plus be plus past participle of the work. Did you complete the work? How can you write this? You will have to first add the auxiliary. Was the work completed by you? Okay. For double object, he gave me a book. I was given a book by him. A book was given to me by him. Two possible passive forms can be formed. Okay. I was given a book. He gave me a book. So you can write it as either I was given or a book was given by him. For phrasal verbs, they called off the meeting. You'll have to keep the phrasal verb together. That is the main point. The meeting was called off by them. So for intransitive verbs, like I said, there's no direct object. The baby sleeps. You can leave it like that. She's beautiful. There's no action performed. You can leave it like that. Continuous perfect tense. He has been working. So it's grammatically not possible. So you can leave it like that. Some stative verbs, the house belongs to him. All these will not be asked in the exam, but then I'm just giving you an extra additional information so that you don't miss out on this information. Okay. So let's try to solve this exercise. Okay. So here the government announced new policies. So here how would you first write it? You will have to bring the new policies to the first. New policies announced. For announced it is were announced because it is in the past by the government. So this would be the answer. In case you're stuck, just go back. Go back. Come here. Okay, the chef cooked dinner. Dinner was cooked by the chef. So here, was or were plus past participle is used. So you'll have to follow the same. Was or were plus past participle. So that is, scientists discovered a new planet. So here you'll have to bring the last part. A new planet was discovered by scientists. So that's how. For this, the product will be launched by the company next month. So will be launched. So this is in passive voice. So how can you write it? The product will be launched by the company. The product will be launched by the company next month is the question. So how can you change it? So you can write it as the company will launch the product next month. The company will launch the product next month. So here the concept has been explained clearly by the teacher. The teacher has explained the concept clearly. So in case if you're stuck, has been explained. Where will has been explained come? Just go. Check the tabular column. Here it is. In past perfect, she had finished her homework. Her homework had been finished by her. So here, the teacher has explained the concept clearly. The concept has been explained clearly by the teacher. So try to just remember one example perfectly so that you can relate with the question and you will be able to answer it perfectly. Okay, so try to solve these questions. Convert this into the passive voice and convert this to active voice. The teacher explains the lesson. The match will be played by the team tomorrow. So leave the answer in the comment section. So I will be pinning the right answer and also I will be providing you the answer. I hope you liked today's session. In case if you have any query or doubts, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you.